Okay, equation of a line. I'm going to do a few examples here, and we're going to look at a graph and a linear line that goes through the graph. I'm going to try and work out its equation. Now the equation of a line is in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, where the m is the gradient, which you're going to work out, gradient of the line, and that's calculated by rise over step. And your c, or the c over here, plus c is the y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis. So y-intercept. Let's start with the gradient first. With the gradient, you need to pick two good points on the line to make the gradient triangle to work out its rise and step, and work out its gradient. And a good point on the line is where it crosses the vertical and horizontal grid line. So here is your vertical, the blue lines are your vertical and horizontal grid lines. And on the line, this point here is a good point because here's your vertical and here's your horizontal, and where it crosses it is a good point, and go along the line until you hit another good point. This isn't a good point because although the line's on the vertical, there is no horizontal line that crosses the line that we're trying to work out its equation. So going across, this is another good point. Here's your vertical, here's your horizontal, that's where it crosses. So we're going to draw our gradient line, or gradient triangle, forgive me, and this is what it would look like. And your rise is 1 and your step is 3. So the gradient, which is m, rise is 1, so rise 1 over step is 3. Now we can leave this as a fraction because 1 divided by 3 is going to give us a decimal, so we're going to leave it there. M is 1/3. Now the y-intercept, which is the next thing we need to work out, is where it crosses the y-axis. So here's our y-axis, and where it crosses the line is over here at this point. And what's your y value? Well, the y value is 4. So c is equal to 4. So to finish off, we worked out the gradient and we worked out the intercept. So y is equal to 1/3, so m is 1/3, x plus c, and it's just a plus 4. Okay, another example. This one's going to be a little bit quicker. So y is equal to mx plus c. Again, two good points. Here's a good point, and going along the line, here's another good point. Our gradient triangle looks something like this. Where the rise is 2 this time and the step is 1. So m is rise over step. Every time you write the gradient, say rise over step, so it goes in your head. So rise over step. So m is 2 over 1. Now 2 over 1 we can do, so 2 divided by 1 is just 2. And for the y-intercept, so we're working out y-intercepted plus c. Here's your y-axis. Where does it cross the y-axis? The line crosses the y-axis at this point here, which is -2. So c is -2. So to finish off, have we got the gradient? Yes. Have we got the y-intercept? Yes. Y is equal to, well, m is 2x, and c is -2. If you write plus -2, it's fine. You got the plus and you put plus, and your c is -2. But remember, the plus and the minus make a minus. So 2x minus 2. Okay. A last example this line here is different to the line that we had here. Notice the gradient of this one is negative, because if we start from the left of the line and we go across the line, we go along the line, our line is going down. So our gradient in this case is going to be a negative. So again, we're going to start with y equals mx plus c. That doesn't change. It's still a straight line. Your gradient m, we're going to calculate. So pick two good points. Well, that's not a good point, not a good point. Here's a good point. Keep going across the line, and here's another good point. So our gradient triangle is going to look like this, where the rise is 2 and the step is 3. So gradient is rise over step. Every time you do it, write it down, rise over step. And so our gradient, the rise is 2 and the step is 3. And 2 over 3, we can't do 2 divided by 3, so we can leave it as a fraction. And we're done. We've worked out the gradient. Now for the y-intercept, again, look at the y-axis. Here's our y-axis. And where does our line cross the y-axis? Is at this point. Now it's covered here, but this point here is -3, so C is -3, and we just worked out the intercept. So to finish off, y is equal to, now go and look at the line, the gradient is going down, so instead of putting 2 over 3, it's going to be a -2 over 3. So our gradient is going to be y is equal to -2 over 3, and there's still an x, and we got a plus c, but remember plus and minus make a minus, but I'm just going to write it down anyway, plus c, which is -3, and now to clean this up, we got y is equal to -2 over 3x, plus minus make a -3. So y is equal to -2 over 3x minus 3. Now what I want you to do is have a go and practice with this equation. Remember, you can go back if you don't understand anything and just go through the video again, or if you want some other help, or if you're looking for another video on YouTube, all you have to do is type in YouTube how to work out the equation of a straight line, and look for videos that look similar to this, that has an equation of a line and they work out, sorry, it has a line on a graph and it works out the equation. Right, going back to the exercise, have a go at this video, have a go at this question, sorry. Pause the video because I'm going to put the answer up right now. Okay, well, the gradients, I'm just going to do it very quickly. The gradient is, well, here's a good point. You might have picked a different point. Here's two good points. The step is 1, the rise is 3, so the gradient is rise over step, which is 3 over 1. Now remember, 3 over 1 we can do, 3 divided by 1 is 3, and it's a positive, because if you start from the left, your finger goes up, and your intercept C is where it crosses the y-axis here, which is at 2. So C is equal to 2, so our equation straight away is y equals 3x plus 2. Here's another question for you to try. Have a go at this video, pause the video. Okay, now the equation of this line, again, the gradients, 2 good points over here and over here. Here's our gradient triangle, the rise is 1 and the step is 1. It's a positive gradient, so m is rise over step, which is rise is 1, and your step is also 1, so 1 over 1. Now 1 over 1 we can do, 1 divided by 1. Can we do that? Yes we can. 1 divided by 1 is 1. And your c, which is your y-intercept, where it crosses the y-axis, is at this point here, which is -3. So in total, or finishing off, y is equal to 1x plus -3. Tidy up your equation if you need to. Now 1x we can just write it as x, because 1 times x is just x. Plus and a minus make a -3. So y equals -3. So y equals x minus 3, forgive me. And last triangle, last equation. Look at this equation. Look at this line. Work out this equation. Pause the video now and have a go. Okay. Right. The answer to this one. 2 nice points would be here. Again, look, the vertical and the horizontal grid lines go through this point, and going down the line, the next good point is over here, and here's your rise, which is 2, and your step, which is 1. So m is equal to rise over step. Now this gradient, starting from the left, it goes down, so it's a negative gradient. So rise is 2 and your step is 1. So 2 over 1 is 2. 2 divided by 1 is 2. But because it's a negative gradient, we're going to write m as -2. And your y-intercept is where it crosses the y-axis. And it's at that point right there. And c is just a positive 1, because it just crosses that 1. So to finish off, y is equal to -2x plus 1. So y is equal to -2x plus 1. And if you want to be really fancy, this -2x, we don't like writing minus in the front of an equation. We can write it's in this way, and this is a plus 1, so we can put a plus 1 at the front, and we can move this -2x at the back. So y is equal to plus 1, we can just write as 1, and -2x. Now both of these are correct. You can leave it in this form if you like, or you can leave it in this form and rearrange it to give it in this form. Okay, I hope this video has been useful for you. I've put up some other questions for you to try, and there's going to be another video on how to plot equations of lines. Okay.